Abandoned Atlanta, Forgotten History of Gate City, Volume 1 by Jeff Hagerman. So a friend of mine that I went to the police academy with, he got a hold of me and wanted to know if I would be interested in doing a book review on this book. So, of course, my first question was, what's the book about? And it is about this guy, Jeff Hagerman. He's local here to Atlanta, and he goes around to abandoned places, and he takes pictures, some behind-the-scenes pictures, kind of gets to some places where most people won't go, and he takes some really good pictures. So off the bat, history, Atlanta, abandoned places, and photography. I was pretty much sold. So I was really interested in getting my hands on this book. So my friend Justin, like I said, gave me this. Over the last week, I sat down, I read it, and then I looked really closely at a bunch of the pictures. So what Jeff does is he takes each kind of chapter, it focuses on a certain place, and he photographs these places, some really awesome pictures, and then writes a short little narrative, kind of giving some context on what he's taking pictures about. So I encourage you to buy the book. So I'm not going to, spoiler alert here, I'm not going to read his whole book to you or discuss every location. But I do want to read one quote that he has in his book. So it says, quote, "There are so many places that make Atlanta unique that many don't know about." So true. So born and raised here in Atlanta, and every day I'm seeing things in Atlanta that are so unique to this city and to this area of the country that I didn't even know about. And I'm pretty involved in a lot of things in Atlanta. So he hit the nail on the head. There's so many things here in Atlanta that make the city unique. And he definitely went to those places and photographed those places. And then, like I said, wrote a little bit about it. So out of the places he went, Morris Brown College, if you are local to Atlanta, or even you might have heard of Morris Brown College, but a lot of that campus is now abandoned. So he got some awesome access into the college and was able to get some really awesome pictures. I was so intrigued that I actually went out there today, and you can no longer get to where he took these pictures. So that in and of itself is awesome. On Morris Brown College, there is one of the buildings called Gaines Hall. And Gaines Hall was built in 1869, and it's still standing. That makes it one of the oldest still standing structures in the downtown, midtown Atlanta area. And one could argue it's maybe the oldest. I don't know. There's the train depot downtown. I don't know. We're not going to go into that argument. But regardless, it is one of the oldest buildings, still standing buildings in the downtown area. So he got access to that before it. He got access to that before it got gated off and kind of closed down to anybody like it is now. And like I said, I went there today. No luck. I wasn't able to gain the access that he had. Secondly, he had the Bridge to Nowhere, which is featured on the cover. And I work around this area. So seeing this on the cover and knowing that he went there was pretty cool to me. Because like I said, I see that, usually on a daily basis. So him going there and getting some really cool pictures was awesome to me. If you are in Georgia, if you're in Atlanta, this is really cool. I recommend you get it. It's a fun read, and it's one that you can definitely go back to. And it's one of those that you can go back and study the pictures and then go out to some of these places that are still here, the ones that are still here, and then kind of refer back to this and be able to look at some of the pictures that he was able to take. And then if you're interested in abandoned places or photography, architecture, Southern history, this is cool. This is one that I'm not going to file this away on the bookshelf. I'm actually going to leave this out on a coffee table I have in my living room, because this would be a good one for someone to come over and pick it up and be a kind of a conversation starter. So I was really impressed with this. So it's $24.95 online from his website, which I'm going to give you the link to. Like I said, I recommend it. It was really fun. If you're here in the Atlanta area and you go to Oakland Cemetery, which is it's a city cemetery, but it's also a city park. The Visitor Center at Oakland, I'm a tour guide there, volunteer, and we are selling this in the Visitor Center. So if you go to Oakland and you buy this, you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. You're supporting the historic preservation at Oakland Cemetery, and you're showing some love to Jeff for this really cool book that I'm definitely impressed with. So that's my review on Jeff Hagerman's Abandoned Atlanta. It was a fun read, and I'm excited to go back out to some of these places that he described, and I'm excited to look back at the pictures as time goes by.